What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to part 2 of Pep Guardiola stuck at a non-league club. Yes, last time we strapped Pep at Boston. He was having a lovely time there. Today we're going to see how he's got on since. For today's video, we're going to skip forward a few more years than the last one. Last episode, we kind of looked at all the nitty-gritty. Now, Pep, you've got a promotion, you've had a relegation. Now we're going to review the next 10 years of your performance here, and it better be better. Of course, Boston United, last time we left things, finished bottom of the Vanarama National League. They were absolutely awful under Pep Guardiola. Of course, he can't be sacked because of his arranged move to Manchester United. And well, this season, back in the Vanarama National North, back where they began, were they going to bounce back? I mean, the media predicted third place. Unfortunately, no, they didn't. Boston, seventh. The media predicting third. Seventh is a long way off, although it was a very competitive league towards the top. Worth noting that seventh did get them a playoff spot. What happened in the playoffs? What happened? They didn't make it to the final. What happened in the playoffs? Show me a tree view. Show me the tree. Give me the blooming tree. Okay, Boston, they lost to Southport, who then lost to Spennymoor, who then won it all. So, yeah, not a great year for Boston, not a great year for Pep. Did they spend any more money? That's what I'm wondering. Of course, last time we looked at things, they weren't really signing anyone. And it looks like they had signed players, but then a lot of their better young players have been snapped up by football leagues like under-18s teams. They kind of are building a squad and then just having it pulled apart. And, well, a disappointing first year for Pep. How's he feeling about it? He has no emotions whatsoever. Right, well, Pep, today we're going to go forward a few more years at a time, because 1 year at a time doesn't give us a great insight into the future. Pep, please get Boston out the Vanarama National League. That's all I'm asking of you. Do something. Let's go see how he got on come 2026. So it's been 2 years since we were last here, and, well, he finished 5th in 2024-25. He finished 5th this year. The question is, did he win the playoffs? He's lost in the previous 2 years, presumably, because they're still in the Vanarama National League North. Boston, did you win it? Yes, you did. You beat Spennymoor in the final. Can we have a look at the stats for the game? We can. They had one shot on target and they scored it. Their XG was really high, but Boston just couldn't get a goal. Apparently, Zach Robinson, not very clinical. I say that. He got 15 goals in the league, which is not a small amount, but in the cup final, in the playoff final, to have one shot on target and then win it on penalties, that's a little bit mad, isn't it? That is a bit fortunate, dare I say, Pep. If we just look at the general overview, again, they were predicted to finish third, so they underperformed in the league stage, but this year they did better in the playoffs. I'm now wondering, previous year, Pep, did you make it to the final? No, you didn't. Did you make it to the first round? You did. Beat Telford, and then I guess they lost in the semi-final. They did to Brackley. So, third time lucky for Pep, third time and they're out. Who is their key player? I'm curious. It is Alex Johnson Diggy. What a name. Johnson Diggy. Just rolls off the tongue, if you can speak English, unlike me. He doesn't look that great. I'm going to be honest. Maybe that's a bit harsh. He doesn't look very good. They've signed him for £5,000 from Scarborough, and he's not put in very good average ratings, has he? Although 6 assists for a centre-back is not too bad, I suppose. I mean, the big news here is, back to the Vanarama National League, can they stay up now? Pep, there's pressure on you here, I feel like, lad. You've got to this league once, you had one good year and then finished absolutely awfully. Have you turned a corner? How's he feeling about it all? He still doesn't want to manage Barcelona. He's very set in his ways about that. I mean, looking at things here, I do wonder if trying to play this possession style of play and, the way he wants to basically play football just doesn't really work. I'm curious, actually, are they still playing the mental kind of ball playing formation? They are. He's literally played the same formation for about the last 7 years, and it's always seen them underperform. It's kind of weird. You'd think he would look to adapt his team a little bit more or adapt his system to the team, but clearly Pep doesn't give a hoot. Have they had any big significant landmarks happen so far? So actually looking at it, they've had 2 takeovers in the space of 4 months. That is weird. Have they done anything else? The club turned professional. Wow, that's pretty big. They turned professional last summer. I guess that was after the takeover. Indeed it was. And of course, they've now been promoted. Will be interesting to see if they stay professional. I wonder if that was made with them being in the Vanarama National League North with the expectation to get promoted. Will also be interesting to see if that impacts their recruitment. I mean, looking at their first team, it's a pretty big squad. They're spending a fair bit of money on players, although a lot of these amateur players still, they're just repeatedly getting snapped up for free from Football League teams, which is interesting. Anyway, I know I said I was going to jump forward a few years at a time, but I feel like with them being promoted, we need to, under the magnifying glass, under the microscope, have a look at next season. Pep, you've got some learnings, you've been here before, can you do better? Let's go see. So the year is 2027. They've stayed up, everyone. They finished 15th. Is that Pep's best finish at Boston? I think it is. Last time they were here, they finished 19th in the league. So he's done better, everyone. Andrew Hughes is now their key player. Okay, all these red bits mean that he's played these different positions. Pep, are you playing players in random positions? Okay, he hasn't. It wasn't Pep, everyone. He's innocent. Someone has done something to you, Andrew, which I'm not particularly happy about seeing. I mean, looking at it, they've stayed up. Who was the star man to help them stay up? It was Zach Robinson, the man who I've just totally rinsed. And also TQ Addy. TQ is not a first name. I'm sorry, that can't be a name. It's Solomon Kofi Tete. Okay, TQ's fine. TQ's fine. Favourite personnel is Pep Guardiola. I'm curious, actually. Is Boston is Pep one of their favourite people yet? He's not. He's got them 2 promotions and they're just not even considering him. I wonder if there's like a weird resentment there about the fact that Pep's their manager. I mean, there really shouldn't be. They've stayed up this year, finishing 15th. Their pre-season billing was bottom as well. So, you know what? Fair play, Pep. That's a very good season to do as well as you have there. Although we know what happened last time, everyone. We know what happened last time he had a good season at this level. They had the worst season ever the year after. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised they've done as well as they have to stay up. I hope they're going to push forward. I wonder if they can get to the Football League before he leaves. I feel like Pep should get more promotions the better quality the team is. So if he can get promoted, maybe attract a few new players in, that should also help them out. Of course, this year they were professional, which they haven't been before when they've been in the Vanarama National League, which I'm sure helped. I guess the real question mark now is, can he establish them and take them upwards? How is the media prediction going to change? Can he bolster the squad, improve it? Or is it going to continue to struggle? Also, did he stay with the... He stayed with the... He doesn't change tactical system. At this point, it's just not worth checking. He's played the same system all year round. Also, if you mouse over, it tells you the minutes he played certain formations, everyone. Oh, my word. Did anyone else know that? Am I learning things? Am I learning? Is this always been a thing? Answers on a postcard. I'm going forward here. 2028, Pep. Actually, let's go to 29. 29's a better number. I'll see you in a sec. We've gone forward a further 2 years. Boston, 8th. 8th. That's pretty good. Last year they finished 16th. This year they finished 8th. Is Pep finally getting something out of this team? Their pre-season billing was 11th. So they are raising in kind of the estimations of the media. I'm curious. Have they, started spending a bit more money? It does seem like they've spent money on players now, which they weren't really doing in the earlier years. Although a lot of these are still loanees coming in. Apparently Boston United, they love their loans. Their key player is Tim Cross. I'll tell you what, he is absolutely insane for this level. This guy looks like, dare I say, League One quality? He looks really, really good. As far as centre-backs go, he's on loan at Bromley, he's gone on loan to Boston and played very well. Unfortunately, they have narrowly missed out on the playoffs. Of course, it's the top 7 teams, 7th to 2nd, who get a playoff spot, but they were only 1 point away. Sorry, I've just noticed how close 6th down to 16th is, or even 17th. 11 teams separated by 3 points. Okay, it's a good season for Boston, but they very easily could have finished 13th, or even lower. Equally, they could have easily ended up in the playoffs. That is nuts how close that was. They won 19, drew 9, lost 18. Have they had any more landmarks happen? They have. They've turned semi-professional again. Why have they gone down a level? They've had a good season and then the chairman's gone, actually, you know what? This professional malarkey, it ain't all about this. That could be a problem for Boston going forward. They've also lowered their youth category rating. I guess they're just not investing any money into the team. How does Pep feel about everything? How's he looking? I feel like his attributes are going down, but maybe that's just me expecting to see them go down. He's not got any new traits either. I feel like he's just set in his way now. Has he changed tactics? I don't know why I'm checking it. Have you done it? He's not. Why bother checking, everyone? Why bother checking? Is TQ still around? He's not.
In fact, their key man right now is Ryan Green, who's a regen striker who looks pretty good. He's got 11 goals. What happened to TQ? The adventures of TQ need to be checked upon. Oh, he is still at the club. He made 31 appearances on off the bench and didn't score. So, not a particularly prolific season, but he did help them get promoted once upon a time. And he's actually stayed at the club, which is interesting. The fact they're actually holding on to players is pretty big. Some of the wages they're offering here as well. Wow, their spend has gone up in the last 2 years quite significantly. I guess that's also helping them on their way. I mean, financially, is the club okay? It is okay. It's not insecure, everyone. I'm always a bit worried that you're going to look at the finances, it's just like insecure because they're spending too much money. But they do actually seem to have the money. Does Pep have any new favourite personnel, I wonder? I mean, I'm looking at things here. I guess I wouldn't recognise them, would I? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like he's formed any bonds with his players, which is a bit sad, really. And also, Boston haven't become a favourite club of his. Have Boston become more endearing towards Pep yet? They haven't. Although Tom Ferry is in their favourite personnel. He's a player who currently plays for them. They signed him from Northampton, you can see here. He's had some very good seasons and some very average seasons, but he's made it into the favoured 11 before Pep has, which is just a bit sad, really, isn't it? Anyway, I think for the final time this video, we'll go forward another 2 years to 2031. I wonder if they're going to be able to push for the playoffs, or with them going semi-pro, if they're going to drop off again. I'm hoping they're going to go up to the Football League. It would make things quite interesting. I don't know what I expected at the start, but I feel like so far Pep really hasn't shown us what he's made of. Anyway, let's go to 2031. That will be 11 years after we started, and see how Pep's getting on about halfway through his long-term contract at the club. So we're back. Pep is 60 years old. He's waiting for his pension now. He's soon going to get there. The £20 a week he's been paid for the last however many years. I imagine he is slowly running out of money. But the real question is, how is he doing at Boston? And also, why have I not cleared my inbox items? If you get annoyed by 75 in a circle there, I'm sorry, it's not going. Where are you, Boston? 6th in the Vanarama National League. Last year they finished 11th. This year they made the playoff. Also, their key player is Icelandic. I'm curious. He's very good. Plays on loan from Gillingham. I mean, he's not got the physicals, right? He can't really run, but he can finish, and he's blooming technical for this level. But what did they do? What did you do, Boston? Could you win the playoff? Of course they couldn't. Of course they couldn't. Why would I even suggest that? Solihull Moors and Dulwich Hamlet going up. Boston finishing 6th, but it is the first time they've reached the playoffs. Did they go professional again? No, they're still semi-pro, to be fair. Their finances are still okay. They've not had a takeover. Where did they get to in the playoffs? I guess that's the most important question here, right? They won on penalties against Sutton, and then the semi-finals they must have lost. Yes, they lost to Newport County 2-0. I mean, give them some credit. Boston also, they had the top goal scorer, or the second top goal scorer in the league, in Slavy Spasov. Can't say he's a household name of English football. Can't say I've heard of him. Apparently, he plays for Oxford in real life. I mean, he looks okay for this level 8. Finishing isn't great, but everything else about him, he can run, which is kind of the benchmark I feel here. What was their media expectation? 14th. So they really have defied expectation, and also, they've got a board takeover on the go. That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Could that really change things up going forward? Pep's hoping it's a tycoon. It's probably not going to be a tycoon, Pep. You need to temper your expectations. But I mean, so far, there is steady progress being made compared to last episode where he kind of got promoted then just went back down. There's a pattern emerging, I feel like. In give him 2 seasons and maybe he'll be up maybe a bit more. I guess this takeover is going to be a really big influential factor. But so far, Pep, you've done okay, mate. I feel like his preferred formation has changed. His preferred formation has changed. Have they changed how they play? No way. I can't see the previous seasons now because of the yearly saves. I think they've changed their formation, everyone. I didn't think it would happen. It's blooming happened. I can't believe... Pep is adapting. Pep has learned. He's realised that tiki-taka isn't going to work in the Vanarama National League. I mean, that's the most dramatic thing of all. Is that going to change everything?
I guess we'll find out in part 3. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that I haven't covered in these recaps that you would be interested to see, let me know. With this, because it's 25 years and I don't want it to take hours and hours and hours, and I don't want it to be like a 10-part video, I feel like blitzing through the years like we have is the best way to do things. Take a general look at kind of how Pep's approached things. It's interesting to note that obviously Boston just not really spending any money. Last time we did this experiment last year, Boston had quite a lot of money from their new stadium. It seems like they're not really selling out in their current stadium. In fact, we can probably check this. Are you selling it out? No, not really. They're not even getting close to selling it out. The stadium's a little bit big for Boston, which I guess is limiting their funding. I think last time we did this experiment, they always sold out, so they just made a load of cash. But certainly interesting to look at, interesting just to see how they are slowly progressing. I'm most surprised about the fact Pep has changed his approach. After that 11th place finish, to finish 6th and make the playoff is really, really impressive, and it will be interesting now to see, can he make League 2? I think the change in system might be what's needed. But anyway, to find out how he gets on next time, you'll have to, tune in next time. If you've got any predictions for how he'll do, feel free to leave them down in the comments. But that is going to wrap things up from me today. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys again next time. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.